United Insurance, J. McLaughlin Construction, Daigle Oil Company, Priority Auto Sales, Rick Hannigan Plumbing, Cushman & Sons, KVHC, County Ag and Turf, Holton Tire and Steelstone, Maine Equipment, Griffith Ford, Napa and Coastal Auto Parts, Pat's Pizza, Madigan Home Healthcare, Pioneer Times, Pioneer Broadband, Thompson and Hamill, Aroostook Limousines, Huber Engineered Woods, Jeans Electronics, County Physical Therapy, Katahdin Trust Company, White Smiles, Maine Baseball Academy, S.W. Collins, Nortrax, Herring Brothers. Now let's go down to the floor.
You have it. Back at Presque Isle High School, getting set for game number 2 between Hermon and Presque Isle. Steve Carmichael joined by Bobby Russell, John Humphrey on the camera. Chelsea Gentle is our producer. Jay McLaughlin Construction pregame show. Talk about these two teams, Bobby. For Presque Isle, they are number 11 in Class B with a record of 4-6, coming off a 77-64 loss against the Caribou Vikings. But in that game, we saw Caleb Wheaton, the senior, lighten it up. He had 38 points, 6 threes in that ball game. And if the Wildcats are going to come away with a victory, he's going to have to put forth maybe not a similar effort, but another good one.
Well, certainly a similar effort.
Yeah.
He's their leader on the offensive side of things as well as the defensive side of things. And talking to former coach Prescott, he thought that might have been one of the best performances in a Wildcat uniform in the Caribou Presque Isle rivalry. It was that good, and he was making shots from everywhere. Step backs, fading away, defense is in his face. He was on fire that night, Stevie, and he's going to need to be on his game as well today for the Wildcats. As tough Hermon Hawk team, and they play some sticky man-to-man defense.
Yeah, you talk about the Hermon Hawks, number 2 in Class B with a record of 9-1. The only loss came against the Winslow Black Raiders, coming off a tough-fought victory, 43-40 over Garrett Libby and the Old Town Coyotes. But, they have a familiar name. One of the better players, I think, in the state of Maine. He's been around since he was a freshman, Isaac Varney. Very tough inside, can also step out and shoot from the perimeter. And, he is one of the better players in Class B.
There's no question about that. Looking at his stat sheet, he gets about 16 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. He fills it up in every category. One of the leaders in the Big East in all of those categories. So he is the straw that stirs the drink for the Hawks, and he's been around for 4 years as a starter. And excited to watch him play here today, and the progression of his game as from a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. But he's got some help with him. Eli Reed knocks down about 17 a game as well for the Hawks. Saw him last year. His role was coming off the bench with that staunch team that Coach Reed had returning, and he's developed his game besides just the three. Score from other places on the floor.
The Hermon won the state championship 2 years ago. Lost in the Northern Maine final to the Caribou Vikings last year, but returning Isaac Varney this year, we expect Hermon to be just as competitive as they were last year, and, it's been proven. 9-1 record. Head coach Mark Reed likes to play a defensive style. He's a great defensive coach, and really it's proven by the lack of points that they give up.
And you talk about the defensive side of things. He's as good an offensive coach as well, because they just run – they don't necessarily always run a fluid offense. They run some quick hitters to get the kids that they want the ball in their hands, and sometimes it takes longer to run a play doing it that way. That's why maybe they've limited possessions. Their scores maybe aren't as low or high as other teams, but they're efficient offensively as well.
Yeah, Presque Isle with Caleb Wheaton. They're also joined in the backcourt. Freshman Malachi Cummings, sophomore Xavier McAtee underneath. And the Wildcats are looking to pull off the upset as, the girls consider a small upset as they took down Hermon 54-42 in a game you just witnessed.
Seedings-wise it was, but the Wildcats have shown they can play with anybody in the Class B ranks, and so tough to come in here and get wins. And they defend their home floor once again.
And right now we'll send it over to public address announcer Hallie Bartlett. We'll meet the starting lineups brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union.
We also invite you to support the Wildcats.
I guess we're going to have the school song before we.
Well, they
meet the
usually have
starting
that
lineups.
as, well, there's still a minute to go. They,
That's right.
winding down, they usually play that, get the fans on their feet. A little energy in the gymnasium. One of the best atmospheres in all of high school basketball.
Yeah, whenever the band's here, Presque Isle has a terrific band, as does, of course, MDI, Holton in the Class B ranks. George Stevens Academy, that's another band that I love listening to them come tournament time because I don't get to hear them all year, but they play during timeouts, they play at the intermission. I mean, they are always playing.
You know, it's sometimes bands don't get credit for exactly what they do and what they provide to teams. And when you have one that does that stuff, you talk about in between intermissions and timeouts and things like that, keeps the crowd involved in the game. It really is like the sixth man.
Yeah. Our only chance to get a look at these Hermon Hawks this year in person for us. Well, next weekend on Saturday we have their game against Caribou, the top two teams in Class B. Our next Saturday down in Hermon. We'll have those for you on WHOU. Now we're getting set to meet the starting lineups once again. Brought to you by the County Federal Credit Union.
Let's meet the teams. First, the visiting Hermon Hawks. The reserves for the Hawks. Number 4, Jacob Davis. Number 10, Xavier Jones. Number 20, Trevor Smith. Number 24, Clark Pelletier. Number 32, Isaac Parent. Number 33, Trey Brown. Number 34, Noah Miles. Number 42, Ethan Howell. And number 50, Jacob Dow. The head coach of Hermon is Mark Reed. The assistant coaches are Roger Reed, Matt Murray, and Anthony Davis. Now, let's meet the Presque Isle Wildcats. For reserves, number 10, Jude Moser. Number 14, Ben Ryan. Number 20, Noah Urena. Number 22, Jacob Devine. Number 32, Noah Flynn. Number 34, Mason Fletcher. Number 42, Willis. Number 44, Connor Albertson. The head coach for Presque Isle is Mr. Terry Cummins, and the assistant coaches are Greg Whitaker, Dave Whitaker, and Bill Jarrett. Managers for the Wildcats are Abby Urema and Michaela York. And now, let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the Hawks, junior, number 22, Jaden Henderson. For the Wildcats, senior, number 12, Sam Lawyer. For the Hawks, junior, number 23, Wyatt Gogan. For the Wildcats, senior, number 24, Caleb Wheaton. For the Hawks, senior, number 30, Isaac Varney. For the Wildcats, freshman, number 30, Malachi Cummings. For the Hawks, junior, number 44, Eli Reed. For the Wildcats, sophomore, number 40, Xavier Murphy. For the Hawks, junior, number 54, Zach Hubbs. And for the Wildcats, junior, number 52, Connor Ryan. Are Pedro Rodriguez, Steve Clark, and Mark Bailey. The certified athletic trainer is Mr. Andy Helster from County Physical Therapy.
About set for tip-off, Hermon and Presque Isle. The Hawks start Henderson, Gogan, Varney, Reed, and Tubbs. Presque Isle with Bullier, Wheaton, Cummings, McAtee, and Rideout. The officials are Mr. Bailey, Mr. Clark, and the big guns are out. Mr. Rodriguez.
He's the man in the middle.
He is.
When the action starts.
Good old P-Rod. As both teams break the huddle, Hermon in the visiting blue uniforms, Presque Isle in the home whites. Saw Cummings win the tip against Parker Depre over in Caribou. Young fellas.
He was quick off his feet there. He got it before it got to the apex. We'll see if he can do the same here against Varney.
He's got some springs. Mr. Rodriguez set to tip it up. And it's controlled by Presque Isle basketball. Varney won the tip, but the Wildcats will get the first offensive possession.
And the table just wants to make sure they know which way the arrow is going to be going, so it should be going to Hermon after this.
Quick score update down in Winslow. The Vikings lead the Black Raiders 51-40 at the end of 3 quarters. Bullier, right out from 16 feet, cans a jumper.
Oh, Hermon starting out man-to-man. Isaac Varney draws the assignment on Caleb Wheaton. But it's right out. Getting him on the board early.
That's Gogan now to Henderson. Cummings is on Varney. Kick it out to Henderson for 3. Back iron no good. Varney climbs the ladder. The putback doesn't fall either. Off of a Wildcat. It'll stick with Hermon.
Well, that you can see right there. If you don't block out Isaac Varney, he's going to get after the offensive glass.
Gogan out to Reed. Buries a triple.
There's so much effort placed on keeping the ball out of Varney's hands. As Reed sets the screen, he pops out. Nobody there, knocks down the 3.
You said him and Varney vying for the team lead in scoring, right? Or averaging 16, 17 points per game, both of them. Varney with a steal up the right side for 2.
And Bullier was right on his hip. Varney able to gather the ball and finish strong in the open floor.
5-2 advantage for the Hawks. Bullier to McAtee. Picked up by Reed. Tough shot from McAtee. Falling to the deck. Gets it to fall.
Woo! I'd say tough. Going down.
Degree of difficulty very high on that shot.
The iron was kind as well.
Tubbs. Varney seals off Cummings and lays it up and in. And that's a tough matchup for anybody, let alone Malachi Cummings, who gives up quite a bit of height to Isaac Varney.
Gives up some height and some weight, we'll say. Varney, beautiful footwork to get the position and great feed. Easy 2 for him.
Yeah, quick timeout called by head coach Terry Cummings. Try to settle down the troops as they trail 7-4 against the Hermon Hawks. 6:18 to go in the first quarter. Presque Isle will have the basketball. Wheaton been feeling a bit under the weather the past couple days, but he's out there. Bullier rips it through, goes left. Varney off the miss, outlets it to Gogan. Gogan hesitates, blows by Wheaton, up with a finger roll. And it's an offensive foul called on Wyatt Gogan, as I believe Sam Bullier may have taken the worst of it.
Certainly did. There was a couple Wildcats there, but Bullier's the one that drew the contact. First foul of the game. Gogan looks over at Coach Reed, and he just nods and says, yes, it was. Just we wanted him to pull up. Don't take it all the way. You see the defense, pull up short of him.
Mason Fletcher enters the game. Wheaton blocked by Varney. Say Varney, such long arms as well.
Well, he is. And great IQ. You can't underestimate his basketball IQ as well.
Reed from way downtown, back iron no good. And Caleb Wheaton with a good box out, gets the board. Crosses over, kicks it out, Cummings. Long range, deep triple. Can't make it. And Varney with another rebound.
He's got about 4 already here, and 3 minutes into the game.
Varney pulls up, drills it.
Now there's an aspect of his game we haven't seen over the course of the last 3 years, but steps into it and knocks it down. You know, when he goes to the next level, too, plays for Franklin Pierce, he's going to have to knock down those shots.
Cummings once again for 3. Misses. Right out will give Presque Isle a second chance. McAtee gets a step on Reed. The runner falls.
Good work, Xavier McAtee. You know, he's provided a nice third option for them as the season has gone on. Never really stops hustling, always in the rebounding action, and has picked up his offense as of late.
Gogan for 3.
Well, that's 3 different players for the Hawks who've knocked down the triple.
Wheaton crosses over. Varney sticks right with him. Right out, kicks it out. Cummings. Fletcher at the elbow. Pass intended for Cummings. Couldn't save it. And it'll be Hermon basketball.
When we talk about the defense that Varney's playing on Wheaton, how about Gogan on Cummings as well? And he's long and lanky, just as basically the same build as Varney.
Yep.
Really slowing down Cummings here.
Just got a little bit more hair on the top. Reed. A lot more hair than me, Bobby.
Yeah, well, you got trimmed up nice for the big game today.
Cummings. And we get a foul call.
That's going to go on Cummings. There's
will.
no question. Came right across, raked the arms. He tried to get the ball.
Foul on number 30.
First on Cummings. .350 to go first quarter. Hawks up 13-6, 9-1 on the year. So number 2, Gogan already hit 1. Can't get that one to go.
Varney tried to track it down, just couldn't get there in time.
Right out. Double teamed, finds Cummings, attacks the rim, finishes and 1. That's where Cummings, I think, is at his best. I mean, he can really attack the rim.
It is, and he was able to free himself up from Gogan as he tried to reach in on the drive. They were able to shovel it off to him. That left Gogan behind. And Cummings able to drive down the lane. Henderson picks up the foul.
So 4-point advantage for the the Hawks. It's 13-9. Reed finds Henderson in the corner, lost the handle, lobs it back into play, and stolen by Wheaton. Knocked away by Reed, and tie-up arrow favors Hermon.
Ooh, hang on, Stevie. Wheaton got a hold of it, and it was Henderson getting in there to tie it up. Both of them trying to rip it away.
Varney lost the handle, stolen away by Cummings. Knocked away by Reed. Down screen set, Wheaton pops out. Faces up on Varney. 2:50 to go first quarter. 13-9 lead for Hermon. Cummings with a runner, too strong off the glass. And Zach Tubbs there for the board.
Well, again, you mentioned Cummings able to go backdoor that time, got away from Gogan. Just not able to get that one to fall, but wise play going backdoor.
Henderson knocked away from behind by Wheaton. As Nathan Willett checks in for Connor Rideout. Gogan to Reed for 3. Another one from downtown for Eli Reed.
Had nothing fancy about that play. He just pops out behind the arc, and they give it to him. Nobody on the Wildcats steps out. Certainly know that he can knock him down.
And another steal. Henderson chased down by Wheaton. And the foul will go on Presque Isle. That was the 4th 3 hit by Hermon in this first quarter. First foul on Caleb Wheaton. That'll send Jaden Henderson to the charity stripe.
McAtee took the brunt of that collision as well. Unfortunately, Caleb Wheaton had already reached in and been called for the foul.
Henderson misses the first.
Coming into the game for the Hawks, number 32, Isaac Parent.
Isaac Parent has checked in for Zach Tubbs.
Shefty, I got to tell you, my sources are a little bit more on it than yours today. 3:30 to go in Winslow, 63-44.
Looks like
The Boo is up.
Caribou will move to 10-0 on the year. Cummings jumper deflected by Reed. The putback from Wheaton got it to go over Varney.
A good follow there by Wheaton. Little up fake. Varney didn't want to reach in.
17-11, Hermon leads it. Minute 40 to go first quarter. Reed with Bullier on him, now Parent. Verney swings it over to Henderson. Henderson, the extra pass, was looking for Reed.
Yeah, just threw it a couple feet behind him. Reed was open over here. Just a tough angle to get it to him. Like I say, mine are on top of it today.
Your sources are a little quicker than mine. Have a little chat with Mr. Bouchard down in Caribou, make sure he gets those scores to me a little quicker next time. At least you know I do have sources.
Oh, there's no question about that.
Will it?
That phone gets some hot up here during games.
Wheaton is called for steps. Parent at the elbow, kicks it out to Henderson. Reed can't get around Wheaton.
Well, it's a triangle and two on Varney and Reed now.
Henderson almost threw it away there. Reed over to Henderson, left open, misses, and McAtee climbs the ladder to haul in the board.
Well,
Bullier.
that defensive change has worked the last few possessions for the Wildcats.
We know head coach Cummings will, as we
He uses a kitchen sink
That's right.
mentality.
He'll throw it at you.
Whatever he can find that works is what he'll go with. Not afraid to shift it.
Wheaton near midcourt. McAtee finds Bullier. 12 seconds to go first quarter. McAtee between the legs dribble, trying to get away from Isaac Parent. A bit overzealous defensively is called for the foul with 7 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, they're saying he got a little handsy out front.
Coming into the game for the Wildcats, number 30, Malachi Cummings, and number 32,
Hermon.
Joel Flynn.
Hermon High School also won the Big East cheering competition. Cummings, 5 seconds, puts up the shot, doesn't fall. Gogan has it to Parent, lobs it up, doesn't go. Wouldn't have counted even if it went in. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. Hermon leads it 17-11. Back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
Pioneer Fiber to the Home is now available in Holton, Sherman, Stacyville, Calais, and Baileyville. Streaming live events in high definition like high school basketball is best viewed with the most stable and fastest connections. Pioneer Broadband delivers state-of-the-art fiber directly into your home to handle all of your most demanding internet needs. Don't get left behind with slower technology. Get the fiber you need, Pioneer Broadband.
Want that special item for this year's high school basketball season to show your team support? Cushman & Sons, locally owned and operated in Presque Isle, has team sportswear and will do custom embroidery, screen printing, logo design, digital and printing, as well as banners, decals, and other vinyl works. Cushman & Sons also can design trophies, awards, and add specialty items. Cushman & Sons, 764-3833 or CushmanandSonsInc.com. And don't forget to visit and like their Facebook page. If you can think it, Cushman & Sons will say, yeah, we can do that.
It's with possession, trailing by 6. Devine is in there. Bullier will bounce it out to McAtee. Now Wheaton. Blocked away by Varney, providing the help defense.
Well, that was, good team defense as it was Parent picking him up. Varney coming from behind.
Varney's got his hands right now in just about every passing lane.
Well, you mentioned earlier his length, the wingspan.
No. Gogan. We'll do it again.
A little further out, though, this time.
Cummings is in for Devine.
Coming into the game for the Wildcats, number 30, Malachi Cummings.
Bullier all the way to the glass. He'll lay it up and in.
Hey, saw an opening, put it on the deck. One of the few times that Hermon doesn't rotate and help. Able to lay it in.
Wildcats within 4. Henderson, they swing it to Gogan. Reed, they give him some space, misses the triple.
Ball caroms up and hits the support.
Jacob Davis will check in for Jaden Henderson. Wheaton blocked away by Varney. Now in transition, they find Parent with a left hand. He'll lay it up and in.
That's just good defense by Varney. Wheaton had gotten by him. When he goes back to the right hand, he's right there, and he gets the block, which triggers the fast break.
Cummings left open, in and out, and Flynn is called for the push.
Excellent position there by Eli Reed.
Just
Easy call for the officials.
Just 3 team fouls on both ball clubs.
Wildcats foul on number 32.
Prescott now extending pressure. And Wheaton called for the hold. That will be number 2 on Wheaton.
Wildcat foul on number 24, Caleb.
Varney has an open lane into the front court. Davis, swing it to Gogan. Posting up his Parent, he'll swing it to Davis. Can't get it to go, and Wheaton has it.
Got a final from Winslow, Stevie. 70-50.
McAtee with an up and under, counted and 1.
Nice spin move there, Xavier McAtee. Talked earlier about how he's elevated his the offensive side of the game for himself. Looking to attack the basket.
That will be number 14, Ben Ryan, checking in for Caleb Wheaton with the 2 fouls. 6:04 to go, first half. Varney hauls in the rebound off the missed free throw. Ryan and McAtee bump into each other. Gogan with a floater. Left it short, and McAtee has it. Cummings lobs it for Flynn. Couldn't haul it in, and it will be a turnover back to the Hawks.
Basically, the Wildcats just trying to make it tough to get the ball in, not applying a whole lot of pressure in the backcourt. Once they get into Varney, they clear out. Nice to have the big man be able to handle the basketball.
Varney hop steps to the basket, and he'll lay it up for 2.
Uncontested, basically.
Varney's got 9 in the first half. I believe that went off of Eli Reed. So they will stay with PI.
Coming into the game for the Wildcats, number 24.
Wheaton back in for Ryan.
Fortuitous there as it goes through the hands and right out to Malachi Cummings. Wheaton didn't stay on the bench long, Stevie.
No, he did not. Cummings, left hand, into the lane, doesn't go. Reed has it. Now Gogan, no numbers. He'll kick it over to Parent. Drive baseline, puts up the tough shot. No good. And off of the Wildcats. It'll be Hermon ball.
They look like Bollier and Cummings couldn't get together. And, even on a rebound, if you recognize, hey, it's the same team, you're talking all the time, whether it's defense or offense, same team, let one bring it in as opposed to having to go out of bounds. But good job there by Cummings to block out Varney from getting the offensive rebound.
Wheaton faces up on Varney, finds McAtee, jab step, drives left, inside the free throw line, puts up the shot, and will be fouled by Isaac Parent.
Just enough of the elbow to throw it off and draw the foul.
Hawks foul on number 32, Isaac Parent. Going to the line for the Wildcats, number 40, Xavier McAtee.
McAtee will make the first. Henderson and Tubbs back into the game. McAtee splits a pair. Bollier chases down the long rebound. Cummings finds Wheaton, gets Varney up in the air, but blocked from behind by Henderson. McAtee, the putback, won't go. Wheaton will have a third crack at it. That finally falls down for the Wildcats.
Well, they're just outworking them that particular time and getting rewarded.
21-18, Hermon leads it. Just a three-point ball game. Just like over in Caribou, the opponent got off to a quick start as Varney is fouled, but the Wildcats battled back.
They don't go away. They play as hard as anybody. This time the Hawks doing a nice job. They're just running a basic screen down, screen away offense, Stevie. And you got Varney on the strong side. What a step through.
We'll put Isaac Varney at the line. Misses the first.
Coming into the game for the Hawks, number 34,
Eli Reed checks back in. Varney makes one of two. It's now into double figures. Well on the way to his average. Just about 16 points. McAtee leans in. Can't get the roll.
Well, he was right there, point blank range. Nice job of holding the pivot foot.
Reed posting up on Fletcher. And a foul call. That will send Eli Reed to the line for two. Foul goes on Sam Bollier.
Wildcat foul on number 12, Sam Bollier. Going to the line for the Hawks, number 44, Eli Reed.
Reed makes the first. He's up to 7. Lead back to 5 for Hermon. Fletcher. Varney saves it right to Gogan. Athletic play from Varney.
Bobby point. Got his hand on it, able to keep it in play.
Varney can't make that one from deep, and a foul on the rebounding action goes on Tubbs.
Good position there. Believe that was Fletcher. The only thing that didn't happen there for Varney was dropping down the 3 ball after the save.
Coming into the game for the Hawks, number 32, Isaac Parent.
Parents back in. Wheaton gets a screen, finds an opening, misses from deep, and the rebound to Gogan. Reed leans in, banks it home.
Well, he wasn't going to be denied. Takes it down the left side, brings it back to the right hand.
Reed and Varney with 10 points apiece, counting for 20 of the 26 for the Hawks. Fletcher guarded closely by Reed. Trying to find a teammate. Finds one in Bullier. Now McAtee across the arc. Picked up by Parent. Left-hand dribble for McAtee. Another tough look. Couldn't get that one to go.
Well, that was Fletcher bringing Eli Reed over to the strong side, and as Reed got there, he was in position to disrupt the play.
Henderson makes the three, but they're going to call him for the travel.
Looked like he had his feet already set as he was catching the ball. He certainly stepped into it. But travel violation. We'll go back to the Wildcats.
Cummings will let it fly for three and buries it.
Just flashes from the weak side up to the top of the key. Is that first bucket?
It is the second field goal for Cummings. He's up to 6 points. Had an and one in the first quarter. Reed with a step back off the mark. McAtee, deep position. I'll tell you what, able to contort his body, McAtee underneath. Able to switch directions.
Well, yeah, he's turning back into the middle of the lane, and then he darts himself between the two defenders. Back to the right. Saw an opening. I didn't see it was there, but he did. Fit himself through it. That's going to go on Eli Reed.
Trey Brown will check in for Hermon. As McAtee misses the free throw, Varney battled with Gogan for the rebound. So it's 26-23, just a one-possession ball game with a minute and a half to go in this second quarter. Trey Brown with it. Now it's Parent, Gogan underneath to Varney, and once again sealed off Cummings for the EC2.
He gets possession like that, you might as well just start writing it in, Stevie.
Yeah. Fletcher back out to Bullier, poked free. Gogan goes to Henderson to the glass, lays it in.
Well, nice job by Henderson breaking it up. Gogan quick to the ball, rewards him by getting it out ahead of everybody else.
Bullier underneath Fletcher to Devine. Back to Fletcher. Misses the jumper, and now it's Gogan. And a foul call will go on Devine.
Going to be 1-1.
Quick note, Trey Brown. Presque Isle connections. His mother, Jen Collins, good. Parents, Danny and Sandy Collins of Riverside Restaurant. So plenty of connection to Presque Isle. I know Jen's tuning in from home.
Well, there you go. Some more of your sources.
It will be Gogan at the line. Rims out.
Don't have an exact score, but I understand the Fort Fairfield boys beat Woodland today as they made the trip up here. Had dropped the game over Christmas break at the Cross Insurance Center to Woodland by 11. Tigers redeemed themselves with a nice point-worthy win.
It was a very point-worthy win.
Down to about 20 seconds left here, and just going to try to keep the count off until they're ready to attack.
12 seconds to go, second quarter. Bullier with Henderson right on him, and Henderson trips him up.
Just enough contact. Wasn't a whole lot, but enough to trip him. Which draws the foul. Chance to capitalize here. Put a couple free throws in.
Rideout is in for Wheaton. There's 9 seconds on the clock. It will send Bullier to the line. Bullier misses the front end. Varney skies for the board. Gogan to Varney for three. Got it.
8.9 on the clock when they got it, Stevie. That's execution coming down the stretch, finding him at the top, knocking it down.
Isaac Varney ends the first half with a triple to make it a 10-point game. It was a 3-point game, but a 7-0 run for the Hawks to end this first half. Score at the half, 33-23. The Hawks lead the Wildcats. We will take a 3-minute break. We'll come back for our Catan Trust Company halftime show. We'll be joined by Presque Isle Superintendent Ben Greenlaw. Back in 3 minutes on WHOU.
Hi from Jeans, where you'll find better TV and more ways to enjoy it. Get 190 channels for $59.99 a month with Dish. Plus, get a free voice remote on us. And remember, we're also trained Nest Pros and deliver white glove service for all kinds of smart home solutions, like the Google Nest Learning Thermostat or the Google Nest Cam Outdoor, which lets you look after your home from anywhere so you can travel worry-free. So come and visit our newest location on Stillwater in Bangor, or visit us online to find a local store near you.
County Ag and Turf Supply is at its new home on 7 Dow Siding Road in Caribou, offering the same great service. Randy and Jerry are working hard to supply the county with the best products. They offer Blue Seal Feed, Sentinel, Inspire, and Dynasty and Triple Crown for your equine, Home Fresh Extra Egg and Multi-Flock Pellets, and Crumples and Mealworm for your poultry, Entrust Pet Food for your cat or dog, Minerals for your beef and dairy. They have feed for all your livestock. County Ag and Turf Supply also has wood pellets, lubricants, and of course, Willow the Blue Seal Rabbit on the premises. Stop by County Ag and Turf Supply today.
Out here, builders choose Advantech products to provide a durable base that helps prevent bouncing and warping. So in here, you can enjoy the beauty of luxurious finished floors without worrying about pops, squeaks, or creaks. Because out here, and in here, there's no better sound than the peace and quiet that comes from Advantech products. The flat-out best for a quiet, stiff floor.
This is Ben Adams from Priority Auto Sales. Listen, I know you've been seeing a lot of these orange plates around town lately, and trust me, I'm not just paying people to drive around in our vehicles all day. Every day we're selling cars, trucks, and SUVs. Why? It's simple. Discounted prices up front, great selection, and low pressure sales. We're simply not playing the games. We really are creating a new way to shop for a used vehicle. Check us out at yourpriorityauto.com and like us on Facebook. Priority Auto Sales, Route 1 in Holton.
Aroostook Limousines and Ace Rent-A-Car get you there in style. Aroostook Limousines has 8 and 12 passenger limousines and a 20 passenger party bus for evenings out, proms, weddings, birthdays, concerts, whatever the celebration. Travel anywhere in state. And Ace Rent-A-Car specializes in insurance rentals and has locations in Presque Isle, Holton, and Patton at Savage Paint and Body. Ace offers everything from compact cars to vans. Ace Rent-A-Car. We do it right and we make it easy. Reach both businesses at 768-7368.
TheCounty.me, your source for countywide sports, including scores and highlights from the greater Holton, Presque Isle, and Caribou regions. We also are the source for all the latest daily news and community happenings for readers of the Holton Pioneer Times, the Star Herald, and the Aroostook Republican and News coverage area. Visit us now on the web at thecounty.me.
Holy cow. That girl's had a long history with us, yeah.
All right, back at Presque Isle High School on WHOU. The Hawks lead the Wildcats 33-23 at the half. Set for our Catan Trust Company halftime show. We're joined by Presque Isle Superintendent Ben Greenlaw. Ben, first of all, we appreciate you coming on for a few minutes with us.
Thanks for having me.
So you go from assistant principal to assistant superintendent, now to superintendent. You've only been in the job now for a couple weeks. Obviously some bumps in the road there, but I say I'm sure you're happy to be in the position you are now.
Yeah, I mean, we love Presque Isle. We've been here for 10 years, my wife and our 3 kids, and it's just home for us, and we're happy to continue here.
I say you're from Lincoln, you coached at Hamden Academy. Say, what drew you to the area up here in northern Maine?
Well, so I grew up in Lincoln, but before that, my father was a basketball coach at Fort Fairfield in the late 70s. Actually coached Ralph Mishu and a bunch of other people. So we moved to Lincoln when I was 4, and my parents always just spoke really highly of the area. We knew some people here from their time here, so it was kind of fate how it all came together, but we knew of Presque Isle, knew it was a good place.
Yeah. So you're also very heavily involved with AYBL. I know you have a son, I believe that's in 7th grade. Then you have 2 other children as well. So I saw you're coaching a lot. I talk about the basketball up here in northern Maine. I say you coached at Hamden, but what you brought from there. And now talk about the program a little bit that you're trying to help here.
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky. We have the school system's really supportive of AYBL here in Presque Isle in terms of gym time and getting set up. And one of the things we try to do is make it affordable for all of our kids, and to try to make it fundamental so that they're trying to have a positive experience and learn something. So, I've got a daughter that's in 4th grade, and I'm coaching her team right now, and I've coached my son all the way through, my older son. So I've been heavily involved, and it's nice to give back when you can.
Now you look, actually on both sides here, we have Mark Reed coaching Eli, and then Terry who coaches Malachi. Talk about coaching your kids through the ranks, maybe the challenges, but also the benefits of just being their dad and coaching
It's
them.
especially challenging for parents at the varsity level. I mean, I know what it's like at the youth level, and I admire the coaches for doing that. I mean, it's special to be able to coach your son, but it's also very difficult because of the political pressure when you're, a lot of people in the stands are making some judgments about why why certain people are playing. So it's hard, and I admire that, but both of these guys seem to be doing a great job.
Now, you've been here to see some of the success for the girls program, and so we just saw them pick up a big victory over Hermon, 54-42. But, head coach Jeff Hudson, over 400 wins. I mean, the girls program here especially, Presque Isle boys, not that they haven't been competitive over the past 70 years, but for Presque Isle, the girls program, they have just the consistency.
That's right.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, I coached against Jeff Hudson back when I was a basketball coach, girls basketball coach at Hamden, so I remember it well. He likes to remind me that he beat me when they played. So, no, Jeff's an outstanding coach, and we've been very fortunate to have him here at the school. He's an outstanding teacher as well, and our kids are always so well prepared, and it's obvious.
Yeah. But now that you're at the games, we saw an incident in the girls' game where a player from Hermon went over into the crowd. As we mentioned, that was something I have never seen before, and Bobby and I talked. We've seen fights in parking lots, and we've seen a lot of things, but we had never seen that.
No, I've seen upset parents go after officials before, but I've never seen something like what we saw today, and it's just unfortunate. Emotions are running high, and sometimes, it's tough to keep everything in check, So I'm glad nobody got hurt. I'm glad nothing bad happened.
But talk about being superintendent. You were, I believe, assistant superintendent for right around a year under Dr. Johnson. Maybe what you learned and what now you're taking into your new role.
Well, I feel fortunate that I've been able to do that. Learn from Dr. Johnson, someone who's been here for 30 years and knows the ins and outs of the systems and the history and why decisions are made the way that they are. So I've learned a lot. It's been a good experience, and I'm looking forward to taking the reins full time.
Is coaching something maybe you want to do in your future, or are you pretty busy with super?
I think I'm done. I think my coaching career is over, but I'll help and get back to my to AYBL and those sorts of things. But I think I'm done.
I think you're done. We look forward to I would say we're very happy you're the superintendent of Presque Isle. I look forward to dealing with you in the future and seeing your kids come up through the ranks.
Good,
really look forward.
Well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it, Ben. That was our Cotton Twist Company halftime guest, Ben Greenlaw. We're back in 2 minutes for the third quarter on WHOU.
Nortrax is your John Deere construction and forestry equipment dealer for the entire state of Maine. Whether you're working hard in the woods or digging in the dirt, Nortrax has the new and used heavy equipment you need. Count on Nortrax for 24-hour parts and service support, plus around-the-clock machine monitoring with JD Link. Our service technicians, parts specialists, and product support technology reps are here to serve you. We stand ready as your John Deere construction and forestry equipment team in Maine.
Hello, this is Tony Bowers at Bowers Funeral, and we want to wish good luck to all area basketball teams, boys and girls, as you strive for the gold ball at the end of the season. We are proud to be a part of your communities and our family serving your family since 1900. Good luck, play hard, and above all, be good sportsmen.
Katahdin Valley Health Center, or KVHC, is a network of 6 community health centers dedicated to providing affordable, comprehensive, and high-quality care to people of all ages and incomes. We accept all patients and insurances, including those who are uninsured or on main care. Our committed patient care team is here for you, offering an extensive range of services to provide you with quality health care. We're creating healthy communities starting with you. Call or visit our website today.
This is Neil. Can I help you? You're where? I'll be right there. What'd you guys do?
Giving steals!
That's all you did?
Yes!
There's nothing wrong with that. I guess there is something wrong with giving away steals.
Still, this 2016 CRV SC, now only $17,995.
I don't know why.
They were good steals.
back on WHOU, getting set for the third quarter. Again, we appreciate TJ Halliday and Ben Greenlaw both joining us today for our Catan Trust Company halftime show. But we're getting set for the third quarter. The Hawks lead by 10. The Hawks are led by Varney with 15 points. And on the other side for the Wildcats, McAtee with 9, as the band will clear out. I think we're just about set for action now. Reed, Tubbs. A new Isaac Varney's number 40 now. I'm thinking, well, that was confusing.
I was wondering what was going to happen when you recognized that.
I go always by numbers. Varney is now number 40, and you also have Gogan and Henderson out there. Varney sticks out a bit. I was going to say, wait, there's no number 30 on there. must be Varney. At some point, I'll put it together, Bobby.
You got it. You recognize it immediately.
Cummings, McAtee, right out, Wheaton, and Bullier out there for the Wildcats. Reed off the bounce, tough floater, front iron, rebound to McAtee. Three-pointer by Cummings is off the mark. Rebound tipped out to the perimeter and recovered by Gogan. Varney drives baseline, pulls up, banks it home.
What great body control. Able to avoid the player control foul and get himself 2 more points. It's fun just to watch him move on the floor, Stevie.
He's very
whether he's playing defense or offense, he just cerebral.
Smooth operator. He's never out of control.
And going hard as well.
Three-pointer from Reed came up short. Tubbs the board, hands it off to Varney, and he'll put up 2 more. And a timeout called by Presque Isle. We'll take a 30-second break. Hawks up by 14 now. Back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
At the Maine Baseball Academy, our top priority is to create an experience of advanced learning and skill development for all ages. The YMCA indoor turf facility has many resources that we use to our advantage while developing young athletes. Our top-tier coaching staff includes Director of Operations Ryan Lincoln and John Fry, Searsport District High School, Cody Collins, Bangor Christian Schools, and Cam Archer, Old Town High School. Follow us on Facebook at Maine Baseball Academy or call today for more information.
37-23 is your score. Hermon on top. You got Wheaton in a screen set by McAtee. Left-hand dribble. Tacks the rim. Couldn't finish. One has a foul. One has an out of bounds. The foul will go on. It looks like Presque Isle.
I believe it's going to be on right out.
Varney, 3-on-2 now for the Hawks. Henderson is called for the travel. Bullier tried to swing it to Cummings. It's stolen away, and now it's going to be Wyatt Gogan up with the right hand. Left it short. As Cummings did a nice job to get back defensively.
Well, he had trouble going up with it. I think he lost the control of it.
Varney with a beautiful pass to Gogan. Still couldn't finish. And a push call on the rebounding action.
Going to go on right out as well. He picked up 2 quick ones here. There's Varney again, keeping it alive after Gogan misses.
Varney, double teamed. Beautiful pass to Henderson, blocked by Fletcher.
That was a nice drop down by Fletcher, recognizing he needed help.
Varney to the basket. surrounded by Wildcats. One of them knocked it away. McAtee, the floater, wouldn't fall. Now it's Henderson. Bit of helter-skelter offensive action here in the first few minutes, Bobby, of the third quarter.
Yeah, get a little ragged. Tighten it up.
Varney, deep post position once again, gets fouled by Cummings.
And that's, we talked about it in the pregame about the efficiency of Hermon. It was a nice set play to get Isaac Varney the ball on the low block, and Cummings just bumps him a little too much. Be the third foul on the Wildcats, second on Cummings. But again, patient. They knew where they wanted the ball to go. Just let it develop. Let it come to them.
Varney makes the first. He's up to 20 points now. Varney goes 1 for 2. Cummings hauls in the board. Wheaton. I think that's either going to be well, they don't know what it's going to be yet. There's just no signal.
We haven't had a signal. We're not sure. They're going to go with 2 shots.
They're going to go with a block.
4-0. It's going to be on Varney. I'm not sure. I think it might have been Tubbs who had also reached in.
Wheaton makes the first.
Oh, I guess no, it was Varney. You're going to get him with the hands not straight up.
They got 44.
So they haven't changed the number, I think, is what the problem is. You recognize it, but I don't know if they've got the number changed in the book now.
Any questions? Come on up here.
Wheaton's got you under control. Situation
handled. 2 for 2 at the line from Wheaton. So it's 38-25. 4:55 to go. Third quarter. Gogan guarded by Wheaton out across the arc on the far side. Varney with it. Cummings on him. Varney uses his dribble. Reed posts up on McAtee, goes through his legs, and the steal for Prescal. Cummings back the other way, finds Bullier across the arc. Guarded by Henderson. Now Fletcher, left-hand dribble, tries to get around Tubbs, puts up the shot. Wouldn't fall. And another rebound to Varney.
Gogan looking over at the bench, seeing what the coach wants. A lot of quick hitters they run. Very set offensive plays. Try to get Reed curling around, but errant pass.
Gogan misfires on the triple. Varney, another board, will swing it out to Henderson. Finds Gogan. Post entry pass looking for Tubbs, and that will be a reach-in on Mason Fletcher.
Yeah, Tubbs with a great position. Fletcher on his back. Got to move the feet and get around. Easy call for the official there.
Fletcher giving up some size to Tubbs in the post. Varney. Now they elect to go over to Reed. Pulls up from the baseline. Too strong with it. Tubbs hauls it in. Fights with Bullier on the tie-up. The arrow will favor the Wildcats. Game should begin just in time for you to get home to watch the. Actually, never mind. You got places to be after this. I forgot.
Well,
getting time to watch the 49ers.
Visit an establishment or two before we head back to the small town of Fort Fairfield.
And a foul after the turnover. Still undecided if I will be attending as well. I have to check with the missus.
As well you should.
I agree. .335 to go third quarter. 13-point lead for Hermon. Henderson. Tubbs. Gogan picked up by Wheaton. Hermon slowing things down right now, very patient in their offensive sets.
First half, they used a lot of screen down, screen away motion. The second half, they've gone to these set plays and
very
inside to Varney, but as you say, we're going to say unselfishly kicks it out to Tubbs.
Saw the double coming, found the wide open Zach Tubbs, who nails a baseline jumper. Bullier knocks down a three.
Well, it had been a while since the Wildcats had got on the board. Only 5 points in the quarter.
Willett knocks it away from Tubbs. We'll stay with Hermon. 2:25 to go third quarter. Out to Reed. Misses the three. Cummings looking to attack on Gogan. Willett. Out to Bullier. Pass thrown away. It was the second time the pass was a bit off target, intended for Cummings. It'll end up out of bounds.
Yeah, both times just a little bit behind him. And I think both times actually Cummings was going to be able to go back door and be open.
Gogan calls out the play. Henderson up top to Varney. Working around to Reed. Underneath Tubbs, double team. Gogan, corner pocket for three, doesn't fall. Long rebound. Cummings throws it off the thigh of Varney. It'll be Prescal ball. Heads up play by the freshman.
It was, recognizing there's a couple Hawks there.
And a 30-second timeout called by Mark Reed. We'll take it with him. 1:39 to go third quarter. The Hawks up by 12. Back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
For drivers from Patton to Bangor and everywhere in between, buying from Thornton Brothers is a rewarding experience.
At Affordable Plumbing, we buy all our vans through Thornton Brothers. Not only do they have excellent customer service, but I'm treated like family when I walk through the door.
Get a fresh start with great deals on select new 2019 and 2020 Ram trucks and vans during the Start Something New sales event. Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, your hometown dealer, wherever your hometown may be.
Back on WHOU, Steve Carmichael with Bobby Russell. Happy to be with you on this Saturday afternoon. Games got pushed up due to the pending.
We haven't had any updates on the weather outside. I don't know, it was raining when I got here. It's supposed to turn to snow a little later.
And then tomorrow, some freezing rain. Cummings from deep, off to the right.
Well, Reed just goes in. There were three Hawks, Tubbs, and I believe it's Henderson in there as well, and he just took it away from him.
Varney.
Yeah, he had Cummings buried deep on his back and commits the foul on the entry pass.
As Isaac Parent checks in for Zach Tubbs. Minute 9 on the clock. Out to Reed. Varney gets it deep, puts it up, and in.
Nice entry pass, high enough for Varney to go get it over the top of everybody else. He squares up and catches the ball in there. Tough to stop.
22 in the game for Isaac Varney. Noah Urema has checked in for the Wildcats. McAtee backing down, puts up the floater, can't get the roll. Varney and Reed combined for the board. In transition to Isaac Parent with a left hand, gets fouled by Caleb Wheaton. So 2 free throws upcoming for Isaac Parent.
You know, we talk about the Hawks looking to slow it down here a lot in this third quarter, but when it's available, they do push the ball. And that time, Varney spots Parent out in the open floor. Beautiful chest pass from about 40 feet. Hits him on the run.
Flynn is in for the Wildcats, and for the Hawks, Trevor Smith. Parent splits a pair. (43-28). Hawks lead it. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter. Urema to Wheaton. Drives baseline, gets a step, lays it up and in. Counted and one as Wheaton falls hard on his right hip.
Good strong take. Teammates are going to help him up here. Still a little winded. Walk it off, get into the free throw line.
Wheaton fearless attacking the glass.
Sure was. Worked hard for that one. And credit Flynn as well. He set the screen to free it up for him to attack the hoop as well.
Jacob Devine has checked in. Wheaton makes the free throw. He'll check out. Get a bit of a break as...
Well, it'll be 10 seconds here at the end of the quarter, plus the minute. Look for him to be right back in to start the fourth quarter. Stevie Schefter bringing up the heel points for the girls. After that win, the Wildcats jump to number one. Couple points ahead of
Hermon and
Waterville Panthers.
Varney is called for the travel. Tell you one thing I do like about Isaac Varney as well is his attitude. When he's on the floor, it's like Keegan Gentle. Facial expression really doesn't change.
Has not one thing has changed, whether it's a foul, a call on him, or a travel, or if it's something he's being rewarded for.
Cummings will let it fly from three-quarter court. Doesn't fall, and that will do it for 3 quarters of play. Hermon with the lead, 43-31. Back in 60 seconds for the final frame on WHOU.
MMG Insurance is a proud sponsor of high school basketball. Founded in 1897 and based in Presque Isle, MMG has independent insurance agents across Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and Virginia. MMG has recently received a national award in innovation, was recognized as the Maine Company of the Year by the Maine Insurance Agents Association, and again named among the best places to work in Maine. Find out more about MMG by visiting our website, mmgins.com. MMG Insurance, protecting your piece of the world.
Madigan Healthcare Services provides a continuum of healthcare from skilled nursing facility, rehab therapy, to home healthcare.
After 5 days in the hospital, they suggested that I come to the Madigan. The level of care, the service, the respect that they showed me, even the aftercare, everything about it was really excellent, and I feel healthy. So the services that I've received at the Madigan have enabled me to get back to those things that I really love to do.
Back on WHOU, Steve Carmichael, Bobby Russell. Set for the final quarter of this doubleheader. Hermon leading Presque Isle, 43-31.
Right. I know they wanted to get the ball inside of Varney. He's going to get a kick violation here, but he was surrounded, triple teamed. Tough entry pass there. Good defense by the Wildcats. I want to go back to what you mentioned just before the end of the third quarter about Varney's facial expressions and the way he handles himself on the floor. Just calm, cool, collected. He's all about business and getting it done basketball-wise. No antics involved.
And it hasn't changed from when he was a freshman to now. He's always been a great player, one of the better players, and his attitude has never changed. I think that's really a testament to him as a young man, and I think that will bring him a long ways in life.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Jaden Henderson checks in.
Especially with the attention he gets.
Yes.
Always being targeted defensively, teams trying to stop him in particular.
Cummings goes over to Urema at the elbow. Wheaton cuts back door. Can't get it to him. Now a tie-up. Arrow favors PI. Mason Fletcher will enter the game. Get into Wheaton, catches, fires, misses. Henderson going to be called for the 5-second violation as Fletcher had enough pressure on him. So it's a 12-point lead for Hermon. Head coach Mark Reed not pleased.
Not in the least.
Cummings hands off to McAtee, jumps in, and that will be an offensive foul as he plowed over Tubbs.
Nice job, Tubbs, rotating over, getting those feet set. He could see it coming as well. There's no question about it. Not much he's going to do. He just took the contact and down he goes.
As soon as McAtee jumped, you could tell he's like, yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Baseball pass thrown into space. Gogan beats McAtee to the basketball, saves it, but right to Bullier. Wheaton finds Bullier along the baseline. 2-point jumper on the way was too strong. Henderson corrals the board. Trapped along the baseline, and he traveled with it. Wheaton and to Bullier. Skip it to Wheaton, left-hand dribble. A lot of contact, they let him play. Wheaton goes down hard again. Fletcher helps him up. It's 5-on-3, and a hold call on Bullier.
Yeah, that was one where Tubbs sacrificed the body again down here to our left and probably could have picked up the player control foul on Wheaton. Coach Reed getting an explanation right now as to why it wasn't.
Reed misses the free throw. Same score that we had at the end of three quarters. There's right now a lid on the basket for both ball clubs.
Sam Bullier is going to pick up the foul on Isaac Varney in the open floor.
So we'll send Isaac Varney to the line.
And the Hawks, you talked, Stevie, about how they slowed the tempo down there in that third quarter. Really ran a lot of the set plays. Scored 10 points. Held Presque Isle to only 8. And we see a lot of their scores are lower. You have to wonder if part of the strategy of Coach Reed is get out to maybe a double-digit lead or so and work on those sorts of things and control the tempo and keep it at 12. Rely on his defense. Certainly a solid defensive ball club.
Really interested to see that matchup next week against Caribou as the Vikings will average north of 75 points a game against a team like Hermon that doesn't give up more than 40 very often.
Well, that will be a one that a lot of people mark on the calendar to tune into. Interesting to see if they're able to slow the tempo down against the Vikings. We talked when Presque Isle went over there, that was one of the keys, is to control the tempo against the...
Varney, nobody picked him up. He'll lay it up in for two. 26 in the game for Isaac Varney.
Smooth.
Fletcher And that's going to be another offensive foul of Zach Tubbs.
The third time in the almost exact same spot. Looks like he took one there to the chin. But picks up 2 of them. The third one could have been a player-controlled foul as well. He might have bit his tongue.
That never feels good.
No.
So there's 4:45 to play in the final quarter. The Hawks lead it by 16, 47-31. Henderson gets around Fletcher up with the runner, doesn't fall. Varney gets blocked from behind by Cummings.
And all he does is look over and say, hey, Coach, what play do you want us to run?
Varney, little baby jumper doesn't go, gets his own miss, lost the handle going up with it.
Great execution. Normally he'd knock that down, and then the follow just slipped out of his hands.
Pass goes over the hands of Varney to Wheaton, and he cans a 3.
Been quiet from behind the arc today.
Just 3 threes in the game for Presque Isle. 1 by Bullier, and 1 from Wheaton, and 1 from Cummings. 60-second timeout. We'll take it with the Wildcats. 4:13 to go, fourth quarter. Hawks lead it by 13. Back in 60 seconds on WHOU.
Sorry, Dad.
Sure, you could get him a new car. You could also light a pile of money on fire. Because as long as Mr. It wasn't my fault takes the wheel on occasion, maintaining this car is your best option. So keep it running longer, stronger, with quality parts and a whole lot of Napa know-how.
Dad, where are you going?
The road to planning your financial future can seem like an uphill battle, with countless goals and paths to choose from. The most suitable place to begin is with Thompson Hamel LLC for a free financial checkup. Thompson Hamel has many tools available to help you chart your course on your financial roadmap. Let them help guide you through all the phases of your life. To get to your destination, you have to start. Start today so you're better prepared for tomorrow. Thompson Hamel LLC. Your family, your future.
47-34, Hermon leads and the basketball. Reed, shut off by Bullier from driving baseline. Cummings comes over on the double team. Outlets it to Varney. Halfway through the final frame. See what Hermon tries to do here is right now the clock on their side. Varney leans in, misses. Tipped up, batted around. Finally, Varney will haul it in.
How about the composure, though? Loses the handle, but still able to bring it in. Doesn't really panic.
That's great movement off the ball by Henderson as he lays it up and in, plus the contact.
I thought they might have been able to get Henderson the ball earlier in that possession, going back door from the right side of the floor, but Varney keeping it alive. They get him coming off the left side. And one thing I noticed that Hermon's been able to do is they don't turn it over, trying to be patient and run those set plays. Coach Reed's teams never beat themselves.
Urema pulls up from the foul line, can't get the shooter's bounce. And Hermon will slow things down. Gogan met by Wheaton at midcourt. Parent all the way to the glass. Going to be a block call on McAtee.
Last couple possessions, they've gone to like a dribble drive, three-man weave out around the top of the three-point line, and lane opened up.
So Isaac Parent with 2. Nails the first. Ben Ryan in for Presque Isle. 5 points in the game for Parent. Lead up to 17. As we approach 3 minutes left in the final stanza. Wheaton gets Varney up in the air, strips him cleanly. Cummings throws up a wild shot, able to get it to go.
That was a tough one. Earned all those points.
8 in the game for the freshman.
Coach Cummings wants his kids to get up. Coach Reed going to talk it over.
They recognize that a 10-second violation was coming and calls the timeout. 2:42 to go. Fourth quarter, Hermon up by 15. We're back in 60 seconds for the finish on WHOU.
Don't get flush traded. Get Rick Hannigan Plumbing and Heating to handle all your pipes. Master Plumber Rick is ready to get your pipes back in action. Give Rick a call today at 538-7131 and like him on Facebook.
Scoville Building Supplies may be a little store, but it's a whole lot more. You can find most anything you need at Scoville Building Supplies: plumbing, painting, lumber, windows, or doors. Everything you will need for your construction, remodeling, updating, or building. Call Scoville Building Supplies today at 425-3192.
Lincoln Power Sports is the leading ATV, snowmobile parts, accessories, and outdoor equipment dealer in Lincoln. Whether you're looking for the latest new products from BRP, Can-Am, Skidoo, or today's best clothing and accessories, we've got it. It's no wonder riders and customers trust Lincoln Power Sports for ATV and snowmobile service and installation of parts and accessories. Stop by our store or browse our extensive online catalog from anywhere in the world. Call 207-794-8100. We would love to hear from you.
Back on WHOU at Presque Isle High School. The Hawks with the basketball leading 51-36. Varney with Cummings on him, uses his dribble. Gives it up to Gogan. Hermon just content to stall play right now, running some time off the clock. Cummings guarding Varney.
Well, with the comfortable 15-point margin, just look for a defensive breakdown and see if they can capitalize.
Trey Brown attacks the rim, puts it up no good, but a block call will send Brown to the line.
Yep. I agree. A little bit of a hip check. Really wasn't squared up to it. Not that what I think matters, but
I agree with you, Bobby. That counts for anything.
Glad you got my back, my friend.
As Trey Brown makes the first. And makes the second as well. Wheaton crosses over. Finds McAtee with a read on him. Ryan cuts back door. Find Fletcher, across the arc for three, nails it.
Well, Fletcher just pops out and the dribble penetration able to kick it back to him.
Gogan steps back, jumpers off the mark. And
looks like they're going to get Eli Reed on the weak side rebound. It's only the third team foul on the Hawks this half.
Nothing to really commend them. They play defense without fouling.
They do. Move their feet. And a lot of times, I don't know if you've heard this or not, Stevie, but you can beat a player up with your chest. As long as you get your hands out, you're not reaching in, you can body up with them, and you don't oftentimes get a lot of calls, and that's exactly how the Hawks play defense, using their chest as opposed to their hands.
Xavier McAtee on the second chance opportunity. Another full timeout called. And why don't we step aside for 30 seconds? It's a 12-point lead for the Hawks. 1:04 to go in the fourth quarter. Back in 30 seconds on WHOU.
Be good for Nana, okay? I love you. That's not me.
A moment like this is decades in the making. The County Federal Credit Union, partnering with you to achieve financial success so you can enjoy the moments that matter. CountyFCU.org.
Hermon leading by 12 with 1:04 to go in the fourth quarter. Reed, Henderson, Gogan, Varney, and Parent for Coach Reed. Wheaton, Fletcher, Cummings, McAtee, and Ryan for Coach Cummings.
Well, handled the pressure real well, using the pass to beat it.
Ryan called for the foul near midcourt. That was an Isaac Parent to the line. Parent 4 for 5 from the line. Misses the second. Hermon will retain possession off the missed free throw. 47 seconds on the clock. Gogan will trigger it in. Throws it up high. Henderson hauls it in. Stays into the front court. Does the tightrope. And we get a hold call on Cummings.
Send Varney to the line for the double bonus. Looking to heel points over Stevie. Caribou's win today probably keeps them in first place. Hermon's win is going to probably keep them in second place. There's a little separation from second to third where Ellsworth is, about 9 points, roughly 8.5, 9 points. But it looks like it does set up for a 1-2 matchup.
Yep.
In the standings next Saturday.
Game we'll have for you on WHOU as Varney goes 1 for 2 from the line. Ball loose, picked up by Wheaton. Now it's still loose. Varney has it, throws it up ahead of the field to Parent, to the rim. Puts it up high off the window, doesn't go, but Eli Reed not quitting on the play with a stick back. He's got 12 points, his first 2 of the second half.
The Wildcats have kept him quiet, but the Hawks really didn't need his offensive performance in the second half as Isaac Varney really did it all for him and saves another one.
6 seconds on the clock. It sounds like head coach Terry Cummings will call him off, and that will do it. The final score, 57-41 is your final score. An impressive win for the Hawks on the road as they improve to 10-1 on the year, Bobby.
It was an impressive win, and they did it methodically, just kind of possession by possession, especially in the second half. Just kind of stretched out their lead as they had the 10-point lead at halftime, wound up winning by 16. But an impressive team. Coach Reed's teams are always well coached, execute well, and they did exactly what we thought they would do in their performance here today as far as execution. And Isaac Varney, certainly the player we all know he is. What a performance today. You had him at 26 at one point. I don't know if he finished with
27.
27, made another free throw, but certainly a top caliber player here in the state of Maine.
We'll get set for our Pat's Pizza post-game show. The final score, 57-41. So final scoring numbers for you for Presque Isle, who drops to 4-7. They were led by Caleb Wheaton with 12. Xavier McAtee had 11. Malachi Cummings with 8. Sam Bullier with 5, 3 from Mason Fletcher, and Connor Rideout with 2. On the other side for the Hermon Hawks, who improved to 10-1 on the season, led by Isaac Varney with 27, Eli Reed with 12, 6 from Isaac Parent, Jaden Henderson with 5, Wyatt Gogan with 3, and Trey Brown and Zach Tubbs with 2 apiece. Next game for both these teams, for Presque Isle, they are at Old Town next Saturday, a team they defeated in the regular season opener back on December 7th. So they'll travel down to take on Coyote Ball Club, playing some pretty good basketball right now. And then the Hermon Hawks are at Ellsworth on Wednesday. So next week for the Hawks, they play number 3 Ellsworth and number 1 Caribou. So an important week upcoming for the Hermon Hawks. The upcoming schedule for you on WHOU. We have on Monday, Stearns at Holton Boys. That is a 7 o'clock tip. Tuesday, we have Lawrence and Hamden Academy Girls, as well as Holton and Caribou Girls. On January 15th, Hermon at Ellsworth Boys, a 7 o'clock tip. Game we just talked about. We'll have it for you on WHOU. Caribou at Fort Kent Boys, and Holton at Central Aroostook Boys. So plenty of basketball upcoming. Not a day next week where WHOU is not bringing you some form of basketball. So we look forward as we enter the just past halfway of the season. Before you know it, it will be tournament time. But every team right now trying to fight for playoff position. And, well, Presque Isle, big game next Saturday, because right now they hold the number 11 seed. They don't want to be on the outside
and
looking in.
There's not a lot of separation between, I'll say, I think it's 10 and 13. And the battling for those final heel points positions, I think there's less than a half a point that separates them. So, yeah, it is a big game in Old Town, and where everybody's right in the heart of their season right now, and every game matters.
So that will do it for today's doubleheader between Hermon and Presque Isle. The Lady Wildcats pick up the win 54-42, and then the Hermon Boys pick up the win. Can't even read my own writing, Bobby. What was it? 59-41 was your final score. 57-41 was your final score. I got it. Can't even read my own writing for some reason. Sloppy penmanship. It's still up on the board. I could have looked there. Thank you for pointing that out. For everybody involved on today's broadcast, our producer, Chelsea Gentle, cameraman, John Humphrey, broadcast partner, Bobby Russell, I'm Steve Carmichael. Have a great weekend, everybody.